Hey, this is JC and welcome to Small Brick City, where we want to help you build a Lego city regardless of the space you have. In this video, I'll be giving you my thoughts on the 80104 Lion Dance set. This is part of the now annual Chinese New Year release that Lego does. Last year, there were 3 sets released, but only exclusive to the Asia Pacific region. This year, I believe that the 2 sets, 104 and 105, are released to all parts of the world at about the same time. Now, the other set is the Chinese New Year Temple Fair set, and I'll be reviewing that in a separate video. The Chinese New Year sets are always really popular, and they sold out almost immediately on the morning of the release, but I was lucky enough to find both sets in 2 different toy shops in Malaysia. So lucky me. In this video, I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the set, not just the build, but also on the authenticity of the symbolism of the various elements of this lion dance. I'm going to see how accurate Lego was in putting this set together. This is the first time I'm looking at the box really closely, so right off the bat, I can tell there's something wrong over here. You see, this is actually pedestals. You know, these platforms and these poles are used for competitive lion dance competitions. And you never have 2 sets of lions on the same set of poles because they're not supposed to be fighting. This seems more like a combination of American Gladiator and the Fight Club. So it's the Lion Fight Club. And you can see they even have like these golden spikes here, hoping someone would fall off. But this is not meant to be like this. This guy over here, he looks like he just came out from a furry convention. I'm not sure what he's doing there. Other things I'll mention later on. Let's have a look at the back of the box over here. So quite nice, the scenes. Great look in terms of the lines. That's the first thing I'm going to say. They really do look like the lines. So great job for them over there. We've got the drummers over here. And over here you can see that there's total disregard for safety with these lay people on these high pedestals. So obviously they have no regard for the law or public safety. So I'd say it's pretty authentic Chinese. So well done, Lego. Let's have a look at the set itself. And here we have the sets all built up. I'd like to thank Annie for putting everything together and saving me 34 hours. Overall, when I look at the set, I think it looks great. Everything generally is on point. You get all the different elements you expect to see in a lion dance scene, although I will get into the nitty-gritty details in just a bit. Obviously, the scale is a bit different because of Lego. For example, this platform stand, generally there are 21 of these pedestals in a standard competition setup. And this gateway over here generally would be much taller or bigger, especially when you see it in relation to everything else. But obviously they needed to make things symbolic, and in that sense I think they did a great job. In terms of the color scheme, I think it's really colorful and quite Chinese New Year, more of the commercial sort of Chinese New Year in terms of the colors, but I think it's always good to add colors in a Lego set, especially if you want to put it in Lego City. Adding colors is always good. So overall, if you're looking for a cultural set to add to your collection, if you like the Chinese New Year sets, I think you will enjoy this. But let's now get into a deep dive of this particular set. And we'll start off with the lions. After all, this is the lion dance set. Now, I'm not sure if these are supposed to be Chinese northern lions or southern lions. There are 2 different types. So the northern lions, 北狮, they are supposed to look like Pekingese, which is a breed of dogs. But lions are cats, so it's basically a confused binary animal. So I'm not sure because the Pekingese ones are generally yellow. They look something like that, but they're not supposed to have a horn. The southern lions, the Nansi, they all have horns. So all these have horns, so it seems like these are all southern lions. But the colors, I think there isn't really this yellow one for the southern lions. They have it in white, red, black and green, basically like the Power Rangers. But other than that, I'm just going to assume that these are southern lions. Now let's have a look at the construction of the lion. I think it's actually very accurate. Now if you just look at it like that, it's accurate, and I just love the way they use different parts to create the lion head, which is the main thing. Now a traditional lion head is made of paper mache with kind of a steel frame. I guess not steel, but some kind of metal frame. And you have, look, bananas over here. You've got these bow elements, and that's a ball element. That's the frog over here. And I just like how they made the eye. Let me just pull that out if I can. This, yeah, look, there's that piece over there, which is a minifig accessory part, which acts as a stem for this bowl. And over here, this is really just a printed ball which fits into the bowl, and it really looks like the eye, which is pretty impressive. And we have the mouth. All these are printed parts, by the way, no stickers. So that's really authentic in that sense of how they put this together. And I like the scale as well, because this is like a minifig, right? So the scale is right as well, which is, you know, great. Now, when I first saw this, and someone did mention it in one of the comments when I did a live stream, they wanted to know whether were there already minifigs inside this lion. And I was thinking too, because if they could really put minifigs inside, that means this part is hollow, that would be really impressive. But no, these are not actual minifigs. These are just the minifig legs put into a brick to create the illusion of a lion dance. So this is probably those special animatronic lions, so not real in that sense. But I guess it would be too difficult to put in, you know, a real minifig inside and try to fit it into the head and stuff. So I think this solution works just fine. So that's the gold one over there, and we have the red one. So basically the construction is all the same, but you get the parts in different colors. And here we have the white one as well. I'm going to move to this minifig here because it's relevant to the lions. You might notice this dude over here has this paint brush. You might be wondering, what's this paintbrush for? Is it supposed to be a cigar? It's actually a paintbrush, because there is a lion awakening tradition. So before it begins its first dance, so lion would be resting, well, I guess like that. And someone, I guess a guest of honor, someone, he would basically have a brush again, ink, and he would complete the lion to awaken the lion. So he would dot the eye so that the lion can see. He'll dot the mouth so the lion can eat. He'll dot the ears so the lion can hear the drums. Then he'll dot all the way down the body so the entire lion will come to life and can perform. So that's the ritual, and that's the reason why this guy has the brush over there. So it's nice that he added in this detail. Over here we have another minifig. I assume this is some kind of scroll. Yes, they do have a scroll that the lion would normally open. So normally the scroll would be high up on a pole, and it'll be all closed up. And the lion would have to do acrobatic stunts like stand up and try to unravel the scroll to release the scroll with the good luck message, in this case, 大吉大利, which is basically good luck, blessings. So I assume that this is what the scroll is for. If not, you know, when I first saw it, I told Annie, I think this looks like a stretcher, because if these guys are performing, obviously someone's going to drop and die, and they'll need a stretcher to be brought to the hospital. But it's probably just a scroll. Now, this guy over here, now you might be wondering, why does he have a head? So this is supposed to represent cabbage or vegetables, because in a symbolic lion dance, this actually shouldn't be in the hands. This should be on a long pole, just like the scroll. So if Lego really wanted to be accurate, they should have some kind of pole where this would be extended up into the air. And the job of this lion is to try to pick the greens. So it's 采青. So that's the literal translation, and he's supposed to eat it, and he's going to bite it up. And if he does do all that, it's supposed to bring good luck. And there should actually be a red packet. But I don't think there was a red packet that came with the set. So there should be a red packet, because after he does all these stunts, you know, just like a good dog or cat, he does a trick, he should get a treat. And the treat is in the form of a red packet with money. So that is something that is missing from this set. And I believe that previous sets, and in fact the Temple Fair set, does have a red packet. So that would have been better if they had added that. So that's the reason for this Joker head over here. Now with any lion dance, you would have these are the drummers. So I think there's usually about 4 or 5 drummers, and so they just only have 3 over here. They have the cymbals, they have the drums. It's really loud when they perform. You can't hear anything else. It's like just death ringing in your ears. So often these drummers compete with the Mongolian throat singers for being the most annoying sound that one could possibly make. But it's nice they included this, and I think that this looks like a tire which they have colored in this dark red, so that works very well as the main drum. So very nice set for that. And let's come over to this. So these pedestals are called jongs, and as I mentioned, there should not be more than one lion on a set any time. They don't duel, they don't fight. It's not a fight to the death. They're supposed to perform kind of an acrobatic show. And if you check out YouTube, you will find videos of some really amazing performances in the competitions, such as this one over here. So as you can see, it's really a combination of acrobatics, parkour, and possible death. So this is pretty nice. I think just having them and just having kind of a play feature where you can have them perform is pretty nice. Now, they would obviously not have these decorative spike elements near this, because if anyone were to fall, they would obviously hurt themselves. They also added a play feature here where you can remove this and you can store all kinds of things like I guess dead bodies and stuff. So I'm not sure why that feature is there, other than just to have a play feature. But overall, I think this is nicely designed. They've used these fencing elements well over here, and it just breaks up the shape of having, let's say, a rectangle platform. So this works very well, I think. Now let's come over here to have a look at this gateway. Overall, the construction, I think, is very nice. I like the technique of using these orange ingot pieces, these rounded tiles over here, to create that decorative tiling that you get in this sort of structure in Chinese culture and architecture. Overall, I think it's really nice. You get lots of decorated printed tiles over here as well. So overall, very colorful, very nice, and just very well put together. We have a girl over here. Now, I'm sure these are supposed to be fireworks. Typically, in Chinese culture, you'd have firecrackers. Not so sure you have this sort of fireworks. This is looks more Western to me, because this looks like something that shoots out in terms of a projectile. But the traditional firecrackers are just, firecrackers, so they're on a string. So, but still a nice element to have. This guy over here. Alright, so this is, I think, the only one which is a bit inaccurate, in my opinion. Because he's obviously, yes, a rat mascot, because it's going to be the year of the rat this coming year in the Chinese calendar. But I'm not sure, we typically don't dress up a character as, this Chinese zodiac. It doesn't really make sense. Now, normally you might have this giant Buddha character or giant head Buddha character who would have a fan, and he would be interacting with the lions during a symbolic lion dance. So I'm not sure, maybe Lego just felt Buddha was best represented as a rat. I'm not sure. Overall, I think this is a great set, and as mentioned earlier, if you do like these cultural themed sets from Lego, you definitely want to add this to your collection. I think this will work very well in a custom Lego city, especially with the sets this year, because they're all builds that you can fit into a Lego city logically. So if you want to create an Asian theme or a Chinatown within your Lego city to give cultural diversity and color, I think this will work very well. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of this set? Do you think it's accurate if you're familiar with the lion dance, or do you think it's not a set you want to get? Let me know, and I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel and check out smallbrickcity.com. Go ahead and subscribe there as well. Talk to you soon.